Hey, how's it going? Just Moz Plz, and today I got a game in the Tier 7 German battle cruiser, the Zieten, and yeah, I mean nothing crazy, special, extraordinary happens in the game, but it's a pretty good example of um, basically when you need to play objective and push as a battleship. So I'm just gonna flip through the upgrades real quick. Nothing out of the ordinary. This is honestly how I imagine most people probably have this ship set up. Um, but yeah, gameplay is sort of reminiscent of the situations where maybe you don't have enough destroyers, you don't have enough cruisers, and the ones that you do have don't necessarily do the spotting, the pushing, the capping as much as they should. Sometimes you find yourself in a position where if that stuff is going to be done in any capacity, it's going to be on you. We're running Auto Celiacs with Robert J.J., Franz von Hipper. Augur is the base trait. Good day's work. Highly educated crew. Advanced schemes. Properly meticulous and fight fire with fire as our perk set up. Rank 16 auto. Yeah, again, I haven't played a crazy amount of games in this yet, and I've played a fair bit of the battle cruisers in general. I think I was stuck on the tier 6 for a while. Yet, and I have it set up for secondary battery, 11.2 kilometers range on the secondaries. Again, it's how I imagine most people probably have this thing set up, but be that as it may, I think I've got like a 53%, 55% win ratio in it, so nothing crazy, less than 20 games. We find ourselves on the North map. Team comprised of 1 destroyer, 3 cruisers, 4 battleships. Battleships, 2 of them on our spawn with 1 cruiser. Middle has got 1 destroyer, 2 battleships. A has got 2 cruisers, 1 battleship. So we know, first and foremost, that the destroyer is obviously going to be opposite of B. So 90% of the danger of us being aggressive out the window to begin with. We know that there's 2 battleships and a cruiser on this side. Who they are, not sure yet. We can have a look and see that our cruiser, the Mogami, has decided, no, I don't really want anything to do with this. I'm going to B. And off he goes. So it's me and the Republic. I knew that, number one, there was no reason we shouldn't cap this flag, this circle. I also knew that, if it was going to be done, it was going to be done by either myself or me and the Republic. Chances are the Republic, once he got in the range of shooting, he's going to stop and just basically keep shooting, which is what you're going to see him do. We, on the other hand, being a battle cruiser, I feel like out of battleships, these ships have the highest proponent to be able to push in. You're armed with sonar, good secondaries, torpedoes, decent concealment, 12.9. I knew that I needed to stay concealed as long as I could while making my way to the objective, and if an opportunity presented myself to fire, I would take it. See a lot of the Iwami. Obviously, there's Iwami torps. Something to be mindful of. Take a look at the map real quick. B is getting taken. Our destroyer didn't even go B. He's at A. A is also being taken, so not looking great as far as the objectives are concerned. I popped sonar, just kind of prompted by the Iwami's torps. I was making sure maybe the cruiser didn't launch torps at us. Double checking the range on my secondaries there real quick. Fire H.E. Sabo at the Vanguard. Start 1 fire. He puts it out. Team Citadel him or something. He's got about half of his health at this point. Main concern for me was, now that the concealment was out the window, just getting into the cap circle. I'm not really too focused on hitting these main battery shots. I knew I needed to get in, contest the circle, and get in close enough for the secondaries to kick in. So I'm not sure where the cruiser is. The destroyer obviously was at B, could be over here on his way to C at this point, but I was dead set on getting this cap. So secondary is about to kick in a moment. There's the cruiser. He's on my left in between those mountains. Not sure which cruiser it is. But again, I'm just kind of laying on the HE. And Awami dev strikes one of our cruisers. Gets first blood. We're still lighting fires. We're in circle at least. Our team hasn't quite pushed in yet, but now that we've kind of spearheaded the push into the objective, they're at least on the move from the look of things. Looks like the Mogami, the Republic, they've kind of both turned, and they're on their way in here. Sometimes you just gotta, raise the morale. Lead by example, which is what I'd like to think we were doing here. It's risky. It was a risky play, to be honest with you, but what good would have sitting in the back really done for us? Again, we're in a tier A lobby. We're tier 7. 2 Awami shooting at us. Really what made this push possible was the fact that all of our engagements that we took, their team had positioned themselves in a way that allowed for us to take engagements of 1, maybe 2 ships at a time. We never had to fight the full 4 ships that were potentially over here with us. That Vanguard rounded the corner of that mountain on my left, and he's out of the fight, at least until he pops back up in the center right there. And it enables us to focus on the Awami. We're in range on the secondary on the second Awami. We're doing the spotting. Our team is kicked in and is helping knock these guys down. I have no clue where that cruiser went, but clearly the biggest ball drop on their team was from that cruiser, which turns out to be an Atago. Awami gets some stuff stuck. I mean, we were lucky to a certain extent in that we didn't get dev struck or anything like that. I played the angles as best I could just to kind of limit my silhouette and not give broadsides as much as I could. But that's not to say that this Awami in particular had every opportunity in the world to punish us, and he did not. There's the Atago. He's going at the back of their spawn from C to B. And we now have battleships from the A side that are moving over to C. We still haven't taken B. And we still haven't taken A. Working on C. That Atago should have been absolutely raking me with HE to keep me from capping. But up until just a moment ago, he hadn't hit me. So, again, these engagements where we were afforded the opportunity to fight one person at a time, 2 people at a time, were extremely helpful. Secondary still, I mean, we're at 161 hits for the secondary, 162, 9 fires. We got an arsonist on that first Awami. Right now, I'm just trying to whittle down that cruiser, catch him while he's moving. 12 seconds left on the cap. We have at least 2 other ships in here with me. I'm getting hit pretty hefty amounts of HP being taken off of me by that other Awami, but we're still in there. There's the cap. Now we can at least kind of neutralize their 1 cap advantage they had on us. Again, just trying to focus on, at this point, just throwing off aim and kind of getting out of like a broadside situation. But that's not to say, again, that guy might be a bot. I don't know. It might not even be a person. Beats me. But anyway, we walk away with the cap. 3 battleships gone. Cruiser on the run. That's all of them over here. That's all of them. Palmer, first guy from A over to C. I know that we need to address him. We also have the Vanguard back here who's got about 19 health. I was figuring I would have to engage him first, but that Awami Salvo right there actually takes him out. So I can focus all my attention on the Palmer. He was going to get here before we were able to shift over to B. The Liquidator _6. Now, going into this fight right here, I knew I needed to play this mountain as much as I could. A couple reasons. Number 1, he is a whole tier higher than us. Number 2, he's got secondaries as well, and if he misses his main, he could be absolutely raking us with those. And number 3, I have 12,000 health. He's got full health, or just about full health. So I get ready to make my move to the mountain island right there. Tago out in the open. I really wanted this guy gone. Full salvo AP in his direction. Not much connects. I was really hoping the Pommern didn't focus me out. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a fair bit of luck in this game. Obviously, like any one of these could have killed me technically, but horrible salvo. For whatever reason, his secondary battery sleep. Mine kicks in. HE all over his face. First set of torps on the right. Figured I might be able to catch him there. Activate the sonar. Secondary still going to work. Try to shore up the angles as much as possible, and we dodge 2 of those. Doesn't look like that first set of torps is going to connect. Got a cruiser on my left. Kind of going in with me. And fortunately enough, we still got these torps on the left. Now, I don't know what the cruiser above A is doing. Just heading back into spawn. We got the destroyer and a battleship capping A. No one at B. This game is pretty much in the bag at this point. But, again, I feel like the push that we made, by the way, 4 torps, just kind of predicting, hopefully I'll be able to get him, is my thought process there. I feel like we prompted every bit of those caps. Without us going in there and spawning, there's no way that their battleships over here at sea, all 3 of them, would have died as quick as they did. There's no way we would have capped as quick as we did. And who knows? The whole game could have had a way different outcome. Now, I wasn't betting on landing any of those torps, so I start moving to the right of the mountain. Figured I'd engage the Otago as I did it and just kind of play ring around the rosy around this mountain with the Pommern. But, despite that, look, nothing. Despite that, all 4 torps not only land, but all 4 cause flooding. We dev struck the Pommern there. Fitting end for a guy named the Liquidator. So, the remainder of this game, to be completely frank with you, is just us hunting down the last destroyer, or the destroyer and the last 2 cruisers. Nothing really exciting at that point, but I felt like it was such an aggressive push on my part that, you know, I had to at least talk about battleships pushing more than I normally see. Because let's be very honest, 9 times out of 10, you're in a battleship. I'm talking high tier, well, maybe not low tier. Low tier, everyone pretty much full sends, but medium tier to high tier, you're in a battleship. People usually just sit in the back, wait for spots, and shoot. That's it. And that's, in my honest opinion, that's how you can tell a good player from a bad player. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game is about shooting other ships. It is. I mean, you have guns on your ship, shoot other ships. But there's also that other portion of the game revolving around objectives that I feel like is lost on some people. And too often I have games that go into situations where, yeah, they only have 1 ship on the enemy team left, but they had 2 out of the 3 caps for 90% of that game. And now that 1 ship is going to run to the corner of the map, we're not going to catch him, and we're going to lose because nobody pushed objectives. Now, you might be saying, well, I'm a battleship. We have 3 destroyers. Yeah, that's what they should be doing. That's what their ships are best at. But can you not drive into a cap and secure it for your team? You totally can. You totally can. You could be the Yamato, and you could still do it. I would rather at least try to win, covering all areas from shooting ships to capping points, than kind of complain about, oh man, such and such aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like, that might be true, but you had every opportunity yourself to fix that, and yet you turned around and drove into the back of spawn while trying to max range trade with the enemy battleships. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I feel like, you know, any way you can help your team, you should totally do it. It's your potential win or your potential loss, all the same. I just feel like that's the best approach to take. So we finish this game. We'll just about finish. We're at 170,000 damage, about to be a little bit more. 11 fires, 41 main battery landed, 211 secondaries, 2 kills, 2 incaps, 1 cap assist, 4 floods, 4 torps. Got an arsonist, depth strike, high caliber, and whatever the heck else that other medal is. And I believe we get a dreadnought here too, because we are finishing this game after constant action for the most part with 7,119 out of our 62,900 health. Pretty good. Pretty good. Huge, big baddie. And that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. So let's check the medals again. Witherer, Dreadnought, Arsonist, High Caliber, Depth Strike. Somehow or another, we did not get top of the leaderboard, but you know what? Don't even know. Don't know how. Don't know why. I felt like we put the team on our back. Anywho, that's all I got for us today. Just the one game. Pretty much, like I said, wanted to just talk about battleships pushing, being a little bit more proactive, getting out there and being a battleship, not a floating gun 25 kilometers away from the fight. Be aggressive, get the win, help your team. Anyway, guys, appreciate you checking out the video, and feel free to like, subscribe, comment, follow me on the socials, add me on Xbox if you're on console, and I will see you in the next one. Later.